What's up, guys? The lava lamp's not working. Hopefully you guys can hear me out there. Let me get the comments going down here. All right, what's up, everybody? HD28, 3H, Poff, Dale Pointer, P, Gionio, Codio, Lewis. What's up, everybody? Let me grab a drink out of here, out of the cooler. Well, everybody gets settled in. I don't know if I have a koozie down here for that. So I guess if you guys want to take bets to see if this thing starts working during the live stream, it's been plugged in for like, I don't know, hour and a half, something like that. But we'll see what happens. All right. Howdy doody time. Puff. All right, we're going to try this. I picked this thing up at Hy-Vee. It's called Odd 13 Brewing Lupulin Amnesiac 0 IBU Hazy Double India Pale Ale, made in Lafayette, Colorado. So, yeah, we'll give this a shot. I got a couple different things to drink. And see what it's all about. Oop, I'm not going live, or I'm not going fast enough. Well, so if there's anybody out there that's new, because the channel grew a little bit quick right here, it's Crazy Quady. I don't say that enough in my videos. So thanks for the support, y'all. Lou Deal, no, I'm not camping today. Dylan, thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate it, everybody. Yeah, Amnesiac. Lupulin Amnesiac. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I thought it looked pretty interesting. I mean, labels do make a difference, I guess. Richard from Churchill, Tennessee. Hello. Lance. Cheers, Lance. Jose from Brazil. Cheers. Jack's Ripper, when am I camping again to see if the truck still leaks? I've been out and it did rain, and then as far as I could tell, it didn't leak. That video will be out on probably Monday night. Caligrow 909, cheers. I appreciate the donation. One for you. Adventures with Perry's. I make you laugh. Thanks. I'm glad I could bring some joy to your life. Dale Pointer. Beer bellies rule in some states. Well, mine is growing, and I need to do something a little bit to get rid of it, I feel like, because my pants are starting to not fit anymore. But I don't do manual labor like I used to, so it makes a bit of a difference. Love in Texas. Hey from Texas. Cheers. Joe Ham Radio guy from Connecticut. I appreciate it. Cheers. James Federhoff, what's my favorite beer? I can't say I really have a favorite, to be honest with you. The only thing I drink, like, if I'm going to go with just whatever, get a 6-pack or a case of beer, it's usually just like Busch Light or Bud Light. These are always for, typically for a video I'll get a random one, or tonight for a live I'll get something random. But if I go to a restaurant I'll get something random. I just drink kind of random whatever. Try everything you can, I guess. So I don't have a favorite. Where are we at? Lou Deal, did I get slammed by those bad storms that came through? I mean, I got hit by a few of them. The one I was in the other night, it was pretty much just rain. You could hear a lot of thunder, but no leaks as far as I could tell. So I'm giving away the video. The Lindy Pack. What's my favorite video I've uploaded? I have a favorite. They've all been awesome. I mean, in their own way. A Midwest family. Cheers, man. You still got time. You can make it here and have a beer with me tonight. Uh, so I appreciate the love, man. But yeah, come over, have a beer. There's a few in the cooler. Say hello to everybody. Where are we at? Portland, Oregon, Arizona. Cody O, Paul Slade. Does your wife ever go camping with you? Yes, James. And we've got some trips coming up. She just doesn't want to be on video. So even if she was there, you guys, might not even know about it. So, but more of like cabin stuff and hotels is what we tend to do. So, and I don't film every minute of my life either. You guys, I feel like a lot of people don't understand that either. So, yes, we camp and we do stuff together. Where are we at? Alec Painter, do I have any plans on coming back out west? I'd love to. I was trying to convince a couple people that I could make the drive today, but there's a chair that needs delivered out there, but I think it's going to go on a Greyhound bus. So UPS wanted like $400 to ship a chair, and it wasn't big enough for a freight, but the size, but didn't weigh much. It was just a weird situation, but we figured out that it can go on a Greyhound bus and be shipped out there. So Chevy Ray Whips, how many miles does my truck have? It's just about to hit 180K. It's like 179.6 or 700 something at this point. It's an '09. Chris going for 100,000. I mean, well, let's say 25, next milestone. I mean, you never know what can happen. Kelvin B, shotgun a beer. You should be here shotgunning a beer. I don't know if you'd make it before the live's over, though. Long. Peen neck. I got peen neck. Whatever. Eric Morris. How far east have I been? I've been to Connecticut. I've been to Florida, but I haven't really like traveled around there. Connecticut was for work. Florida was family stuff, but this was, I mean, I did drive the truck down there, but I didn't have the topper on it. We stayed in a friend's timeshare, or my nephew's timeshare, or my nephew's brother's timeshare. I don't know. It was a good trip, but that was way prior to YouTube. Let's see. D. Clifton, time to hook up with your buddy for the new F-250. I'd love to. And I was just watching 7.3 exhaust videos. You can see I get off into these just like random YouTube rabbit holes, I guess. And I spent like 2 hours the other night watching exhaust, and somebody was camming one. They had new cams and heads that they put into a 7.3. Yeah, I don't know. I got stuck down that. I'd love to have one, but they're expensive. It's not in the cards, and the truck still runs. As crusty as it is, it still runs. Love in Texas. Have I been to Little Church in Keystone? I don't think so. Cheap. Cheers, man. I appreciate the donation. One for you. And this beer's pretty good. And I'm probably drinking it too fast because it's 8.5%. Whew. I don't know if I need to do a shotgun, but maybe later. Where are we at? Paul Slade, what engine do I have in my truck? It's 5.3. It's had the like cylinder deactivation stuff has been deleted because I dropped a lifter, so that stuff has been deleted. It's got a Texas Speed and Performance Stage 3 cam, which my cam card's in the other room, but it's Stage 3. I don't know. There's an old video with the specs on there. And that's it. It's got like an air raid intake tube, a smooth intake tube, and that's it. But it's been dyno tuned. I don't remember. It was like, I'm gonna probably over exaggerate it to be honest. It was like 330 or 350 wheel horse. I don't know if it's a dyno jet or if it's a Mustang at the shop. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't remember what the torque number was. It was really similar. So that to the ground on 373s through 35s was, it's not bad. Um, where are we at here? Um, Jersey style Jeep Dogs camping here. Changed my channel name. Sold the Jeep. Oh, all right. I'll have to check out. Um, Gene Goodyear, congratulations from Texas. Thanks, Gene. Thanks for the support. I know you watch a lot of the videos. I appreciate it. Cheers. James Federhoff, you should come to Washington State to go camping. It's beautiful here and they have great camp spots. I've been to Washington, but that was before YouTube and whatnot. But I've been there we drove there once. I've flown there. We've got family that lives there. And so I've driven, the wife and I did a couple different trips there. And we drove from like as far north as we could go. So we've been to Washington and Oregon, and yeah, and then drove down to like that trip we made. God, I don't even remember where. Somewhere into California, I thought. I don't know. It's been a while. So I'd love to come out there and go camping. It would have been nice to get that far north on the last trip that I was out west, but it just didn't happen. That would have added that would have added another week at a minimum to go that far north, and I just wasn't prepared for that. So, Scott Hammond, you enjoy the storm camping? I love the storm camping too, and lately we've had quite a few rainstorms, and it's been enjoyable to be out in them. But I've got a almost a week long trip coming up. It's not terribly far away, but hopefully the weather is good for that because I'd actually like to do some fishing. I'm gonna have my boat up there, so hopefully that works out. Hemet Valley Honey Company. Did I get the leak fixed? Hopefully. I camped in some rain and I didn't have any leaks, but it wasn't as hard as the last one was that did make it leak. So, Alec Painter, if I make it back out there, if I'm gonna come back out and do a trip that big, I might put it out there and see if there's people that want to meet up. Like I didn't really do that on this one, but I was going out there for a family thing, so I did have a bit of a schedule and things like that. And I had something that I wanted to do on the way back, so I had a few things out there. But it would have been nice to meet a few more people. I mean, I was on the road long enough that I could have definitely hooked up with some more folks. 3Ds, cheers. 3Ds in New Mexico. Brian from Florida. You're retiring in 9 months and might convert your Ford Ranger for camping. Do it. I mean, you'll have a blast. It's an enjoyable time. You can keep it incredibly simple, or you can get really fancy with it. I'm really thinking about doing a rebuild on mine, but we'll see. I don't know. I just go back and forth, and I guess we'll comment on the rust on the truck because I get comments on the videos a lot to fix the rust. So I went and talked to my brother-in-law, or not brother-in-law, uncle. Yeah, I went and talked to my uncle. I think it's an uncle. Cousin. I went and talked to my cousin Chris. And he owns a body shop in Omaha. And he said to do both sides of my rockers on the truck and like to do everything correctly, like you're looking at $5,000 or $6,000. And it's just not worth it to do that truck. So I might end up putting the plastic covers over those. They make plastic rocker covers. They're riveted in, and he said, they've done a few, and they'll backfill them. They'll treat what's under there. They'll backfill some of the holes and do a little bit of body work to try to prevent it from rusting more. They also do a lot of rust treatment at this shop. He does Crown Rust Control. Plug. Check out Cars R Us Auto Body in Omaha and Crown Rust Control. But he said it's just not worth it. I mean, unless I had some like super sentimental attachment to this truck, and I don't. And then the bed's crusty too. Like the rust is starting to come out from under the fender flares, and the fender flares were put on there because there was rust there. So it's been rusty the entire time, and like there's nothing left under there. So it needs a new bed or bed skins and new rockers, and it's just like that's getting to the point of the value of that truck. So it's just not worth doing. I'd love it to look nicer, but if I'm going to put that much money into something, it would be smarter to put it into a down payment on another vehicle and just drive this thing until it dies, you know? So that's probably what's going to happen. It's just going to, you know, start to look more horrible. I might cover it up, put some lipstick on a pig, and call it good. So uh, I've not been paying attention down here. Um, I appreciate all the love, guys. I appreciate all the love and everybody watching from all over the place. New Mexico, Tennessee. Uh, hello from Western Canada, sharing the van life. Cheers. Um, my rebuild, D. Clifton, my rebuild video would get 10 million views. I doubt it. But that would be awesome. April from Connecticut. Proper Pythons in Yuma. Cheers. Mike Cinema, congrats on the 20K milestone, Quady. My daughter and I love your truck camping videos. She's been hospitalized with COVID and has been binging on my older videos. That's awesome if I can, you know, bring her a little bit of joy. I hope everything is going well. I hope she gets better. And cheers to you. Keep your head up. So. Russell Christian, does camping in Nebraska require some type of DNR day or annual pass as well as nightly camping fees? Yes, it does. You have to have, like I have a park pass sticker on my truck. You have to have a yearly park pass. And then it depends. The camping fees depend a little bit on the locations. And then also for electric, like electric plus sites, basic, primitive, all have different rates. Then there's NRD lakes, which are natural resource district lakes, and you have to pay their day pass. The Nebraska Game and Parks passes are not good there, but you can get yearly passes to those if you live in those districts. It's cheaper to do it that way. And then there's some like, what do they even call it? There's some, I mean, there's public lands where you can camp for free, but it's all typically like primitive camping and there's nothing there. And a lot of people don't. I mean, some people want to do that, but a lot of people don't. And a lot of times, like, you're not really supposed to drive all over these places. So there's a little parking lot. So it's not really, like, for what I do, it's not necessarily great. But if you wanted a tent camp, but typically those places are for like hunting purposes. But you can't camp there. So prices all depend on where you're at, but yes, you have to have a park permit in Nebraska. Let's see. Nick Greco, congrats on 20K. I appreciate it, man. Bryden High from Ohio, cheers. Tussie Mussy from Kentucky, cheers. Hi, Brian. Let's see. Sheena from Florida, Cinder from Texas, Tammy from Wisconsin, and Judah Boy, your cousin just moved to Omaha. Well, get out and fish, get out and venture. There's a lot of lakes. There's a lot of good stuff to do around here. Yeah, you can find a lot of things to do. So, Jerry Johnson, fellow Nebraskan here, wife and I just got a van and are planning to cheaply camp. Thanks for the inspiration. That's awesome. A van would be sweet. To be able to move front to back without having to get out would be really nice. Maybe one day in the future I could get a van. That would be something cool to have, or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be a van. You can go with a Suburban or something, a four-wheel drive Suburban. But yeah, have fun and go on adventures, make awesome memories. Lee Cook, cheers, man. I appreciate it, Lee. Damn it, boy from Bama. A Ron, howdy from Kentucky. Ain't sipping a beer, but I'm hitting the bourbon. Cheers, man. Angel from Texas. Tracy from Ohio. Oop, I'm going to drink this backwards because I'm messing with it. So, is there something you guys like really would like to see and that's not like against the law stealth camping stuff? Because I'm not really feeling that vibe. But any like truck camping locations that are more Midwestern, that aren't gonna be like, it's not a month-long road trip. I plan to get down to Oklahoma soon, hopefully. Um, I'm going to be up in South Dakota soon, hopefully. I'm going to be in Colorado soon, but that is a trip with my wife and a couple other friends. I don't know how much I'm going to actually be filming on that. I will get some content from out there. And then what else? We've got a couple other things on my schedule, but they're nothing major. So if there's something local, like a sight to see, if there's something in Nebraska you guys think's cool and you want to see and it's not on the channel, let me know. I'd like to go do something like that. Some Iowa stuff, maybe northern Kansas stuff. Um, where are we at here? Dana, where in Oklahoma? I'm not exactly sure. Uh, but I might be meeting somebody down there. Uh, so we'll see how that goes. Um, Lynn, you ever camp at Iron Horse between Seneca, Kansas and Pawnee? I've not fished on in the last 5 years. I've never camped down there. No, I've never I've camped in northern Kansas at like Tuttle Creek. I've camped down at the Tuttle Creek place and like the off-road park down there, but that's really the only place I've camped down there. I mean, I've been to Kansas City and stuff like that, growing up and all that, but I can't remember ever camping anywhere else down there. But I did a little road trip through Kansas. I saw a big ball of twine, and then the geographical center of the 48 states is down there. We went and did something down. I did a video there. There's a video on the channel, and then Jeep released a video of was it Jeep? Was it a Super Bowl commercial? And this was like a couple of months after, and it was in the same spot. So I thought that was pretty cool. But Travis Orton, more bike camping and truck ice fishing soon. Yes. I was just messaging Travis on Insta, and I'm definitely gonna come out and see Travis for some ice fishing this year. So, and hopefully we can do some bike camping soon. So, I want to see that scoot you got running down the road with my own eyes. I got to see it with my own eyes. Where are we at? Sharing the van life. $10 donation. Appreciate it, man. Have a beer on you. With all the hard work you've put in for your videos, you've earned it. I appreciate that. But I am having a blast. It's you guys that really do make this possible. Without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be able to do it the way that I do it. So it's truly amazing, and just the this, I don't know. You think of, if any guys know what the chaos symbol looks like, it's just like a circle with arrows pointing everywhere, and I think the theory is any little thing can send you off in this just complete different direction and path in life, and just change your life forever. And life is just this big chaos theory or whatever, it is chaos. And so for what happened, how this whole thing started and how it's going, it's amazing. And the support from everybody out there is amazing. And yeah, it's awesome. Cheers guys. I truly appreciate the support. So where are we at down here? I'm getting sentimental over here. I appreciate it, guys. Aaron, getting close to Halloween, camp somewhere haunted or creepy. I've got an idea in mind. It's not necessarily original, but I've got a couple things rolling around there. But I'm working on that one. So let's see. Rita, cheers, Rita. Maybe I'll be down to see you soon. So, Manny, watch out for Bigfoot. Dude, it would be so wild to actually see that. And, I don't want to say it doesn't exist, but you can't necessarily say that it does exist, because there's no, I haven't seen any proof. The videos are all suspect. It is what it is, but I could see something like that, or just some random mutation, and something like that could definitely exist out there. So it would be wild to see. Let's hope that never happens. But if it does, that I'm in my truck and driving, and I have my camera out and it's in focus. So, but I will definitely keep my eye out for him. Barbara, greetings from St. Louis, Missouri. Cheers. Uh, Here's a funny story. I was down in St. Louis once taking a class to be a home inspector. And I took the class and I just never did anything with it. I just went right back into the construction stuff that I was doing prior to going down there and taking the class to become a home inspector. But it was cool, man. St. Louis was cool. I went through, my wife came down there when I got done with the class and we went to the Budweiser factory and did a tour with that. The Clydesdales look cool. We went and saw the Arch. God, what else did we do down there? I don't know. We saw a few different sites, and I stayed in this little Airbnb. God, where was it at? I couldn't tell you where this Airbnb was, but it was in like some. It was kind of sketchy, I think, like downtown place, and it was the bottom of this old brick building, and like there was just this little catwalk out, dude. It was kind of weird, but it was a cool little Airbnb. Uh, they had a lot of like old African art on the walls, so there's masks up everywhere. It was just really awesome. And then, yeah, I stayed down there. I walked all around that place, and it's just a cool spot. I'd love to get back down there and spend some time. But yeah, maybe that's a destination I need to see again. The Arch was cool, and I could bring you guys along to check that out. I don't know if I could film in the Budweiser place, but that would be cool to see too. Because the Clydesdales, like everything they have down there, that's a cool spot. But all right, where are we at here? Um, Halloween's finest. Can't believe you've grown that fast. Yeah, I can't believe it either. There's a video out there. It's one of the thunderstorm videos that did very well, and that drove a lot of traffic to the channel. So, cheers again, all to the. If there's some of you guys out there that are new, I'm Crazy Quady, and yeah, I appreciate the support, y'all. I appreciate it. Where are we at here? Simple Hick. I don't know. That would be sketch, but you'd have to go with me. I watched your video today with the new. I don't know if that's a brand new rig, but I know you're talking about some of the stuff you got going on with that and some of the trips you've got coming up. We could definitely hook up and do some camping though, man. If you want to check out the, my camp setup or whatever, yeah. If you want to meet up, we could definitely do that. I don't know about camping in Hummel Park though. That's a little sketch. Where are we at? Patrick from New Hampshire. Cheers. Brian, come to Maryland. Oh, gosh. I don't think I've ever been there. And I'd be honest, I don't know if I could point out Maryland on a map. That's pretty bad, isn't it? I definitely need to get to the East Coast. Like, I definitely need to get to the East Coast. Um, Yeah, I do. Maybe that's something I need to plan for next year. Like, travel that direction because it's been so, like, I've gone west so many times, but it's familiar, and I feel like people do that where they go back to their familiar spots. But I do have family all along the West Coast, so that does make a difference. Uh, but I definitely need to go east. Excuse me, guys. And I'm not reading down here. I'm rambling. I'm not reading. Um, where are we at? Regina, hello from West Virginia. Cheers. The Bigfoot movie. I don't know if there's the Bigfoot movie on my channel, unless you're talking about me. Uh, Palo Alto grandma, 76-year-old Chinese grandma as my fan. That's awesome. That is awesome. Uh, I truly appreciate the support. Cheers to you. Dale Pointer. Is that what Bigfoot tells his homies? I saw Crazy Q. I took a photo, but it's so blurry. It had a beard, its hand, and a reel and a rod too. Cheers. That's a good one. Oh man. Um, Barry Toller, hello man, I'm doing great. How are you doing out there? I hope you're doing good. Where are we at? Here's 10 bucks. John, here's 10 bucks because I love my wife. Cheers, that's awesome. I love my wife also. She's right up there. Uh, Cheers to that. Where are we at here? Lynn Stahlbermer, Indian Cave has a big Halloween event. Yes, they do. Indian Cave State Park here in Nebraska, they do like a multiple day thing. I have been down there for that once. And I think one of the pictures that I showed on the other live of my old dog Taco Cheese was at Indian Caves. Um, but that was, I don't know if we were truck camping then. I'm pretty sure we were. Yeah, we would have been because of the bikes we had. We had to. Yeah, we had to have been. My loving wife says yes, we were. Uh, yes, Indian Caves is awesome for that. I don't know. Like I'm not. If I did that, I'd want to drive through and camp somewhere else. Maybe, like it's super busy. It's definitely a sight to see. But when we were down there for that, we were down there with a bunch of different friends and some. I don't know if there's anybody that had kids at the time. Man, it seems like that's been forever ago. But yeah, I've seen it. It's cool. I'd rather just decorate my truck myself and sit it there and check that out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Simple Hick, yeah, man. Hit me up on Instagram or something, and we'll definitely hook up. Let's see. Brian Dawson, Harper's Ferry area in West Virginia, Maryland area. I definitely want to get down to that area. Like my big confliction about that is like because I've always wanted to ride my bike down to that area, and I know a lot of you would like to see me do truck camping in that area. So it's like what. I want to ride it. So if you guys are gonna see that, it might be a ride because I want to go down there and see. I don't know exactly where it's at off the top of my head, but the Wheels Through Time Museum, and then ride the Blue Ridge Parkway, ride the Tail of the Dragon, and then all that stuff down there. So we'll see on that. Where are we at here? Brian Dawson, I almost made it to Ohio once. You've never been out west either. Uh, I mean, any opportunity I have to travel, I take it. So if you have the opportunity to get out there, go as far as you can. I mean, uh, you can make it a long ways in one day if you can do a lot in a weekend. If you got a couple days, you can do a lot in a weekend if you can make it. If you can swing it, I mean, give it a shot. You can stay off the interstates and, you know, drive and stop every hour at some just random location. Look up random stuff, and find the next spot an hour away. Take some gravel roads. You can have amazing adventures, and not have to do anything crazy. But yeah, if you have the time to travel, you can make it a long distance in a weekend, there and back, if you want to. Let's see. Where are we at? Patricia Ridley, am I camping in the wintertime? Definitely. And let's hope I can get a hot tent. I want to do some hot tenting with a wood stove. We'll see. I hear Ozark Trail has a big wall tent out with a stove jack in it, and it's Ozark Trail, so it's good priced stuff, and hopefully it's decent. Maybe that'll happen, but I'd like to get a nice one. We'll see. I thought about doing the whole pop-up ice hub. I'd love to have a pop-up ice hub anyways, but they're not really meant to do that with. Like if you need to do it in a pinch, you can. I feel like, you can make it happen, but I feel like they hold a lot of moisture. At least, I don't know. They could probably be treated. I don't know. We'll see. I should probably look into it because that season's coming, and I never get things done in time for that kind of stuff. Where are we at? Let's see. Richard, greetings from New Zealand. Cheers. Um, More videos on the way, man. Cheers from across the pond. Is it across the pond when you're all the way in New Zealand? Cheers from down. Is it down under in New Zealand? Do you guys say that there? Is that just an Australian thing? But cheers to you guys. That's so crazy to have somebody watching from all the way over there. It's so awesome that you're here, man. Thanks for the support. Outdoors and Cars from Kansas City. Cheers. I was down in some car meets in Kansas City when I had an Evo. I got tuned at Modified by KC when I had my Evo. I don't know if they're still down there or not. I had an Evo 10, so that probably happened in 2010, end of 10 or 11, something like that. Raymond from Indianapolis, cheers. Rick from Moorhead, Kentucky. Dustin Jones, what's my day job? Making videos. So, yeah, cheers. Appreciate the support. Go Fast SUV from, where are we at? Steve Roach, cheers, man. Cheers, Steve. I appreciate the donation, and I appreciate the support. I know you watch a lot of the videos and comment on a lot of the videos, and I appreciate that, man. We'll kill that one. It was pretty good, y'all. Maybe that just reminded me so much of Randy from Trailer Park Boys, or maybe it reminded me a little bit of myself. And I was like, well, I gotta try that. But we'll try something else here. Oh, we're gonna try this. This is local, and I've never had this before. Glacial Till Brewery. It's a winery. It's a winery, right? I don't know the real history, but it's local, Glacial Till. So this is a passion pineapple. Yes, it's a winery. It's a passion pineapple cider. Let's see if it says anything on here. They covered some of it up. Hard cider produced and canned by Glacial Till in Palmyra, Nebraska, and that's pretty close to me. This tropical cider is a great refresher for the summer or as an escape. What? What'd you say? Yeah, we have a tasting room here in town. That's probably too much, maybe a little bit too much information. Welcome to the live broadcast. Or as an escape through the long winter months. I got in the middle of myself in that one, but we'll give this a shot. It's local. Local as a motherfucker. And I'm way back on these. Jeremy R, come to Minnesota and camp. Definitely, I've been to Minnesota. Like, that's where I did. That's where we went for last year's ice trip. I do need to get up there from some summer camping, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Maybe I don't know. We're trying to figure out where to take a little trip, and we haven't quite decided yet because we're kind of looking for a cabin. We like a cabin on a lake. We'll see what happens. But Minnesota is definitely on the list for that because there's a lot of little lakes with cabins on them that you can rent. But Wisconsin, I'm definitely going to Wisconsin for some ice tripping. But it's so much closer that, damn it, Kelvin. Kelvin's the homie, and I just cracked this thing open. Let me at least taste it. Pineapple cold pressed. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not as much of a pineapple taste as I would have expected, though. Like, it's not overly pineapple. You get a good cider. I mean, passion pineapple. Does a cider have to have apples in it? Is that a thing? Fuck, I shouldn't be swearing. There might be chillins out there watching. Oh, gosh dang, Kelvin. Kelvin says I have to shotgun a beer, and Kelvin's the homie, so I'm gonna shotgun a beer. But we're not gonna not gonna screw this up like I did on the last one and get it all over myself and everything down here. And this will be a good cheers to 20K, y'all, because it's wild. I appreciate the support so much. Let's try not to shake this one up. Where are we at here? Making magic fishing. Cheers, homie. Bring Miss Quady out. I don't know. I don't know about that. If she would like to come say hello, she can do that. She's more than welcome to. That's her decision. I'm gonna do. I don't like doing this. There we go. I didn't spray it all over myself that time. I redeemed myself, and we're only gonna do the one of those. I'll do that again. Cheers, Kelvin. I'm gonna enjoy this one. Kelvin, I didn't see where you said after the local beer. Well, we got her out of the way. Cheers, buddy. Karen, thanks for the support. A lot of camping stuff to come. There's going to be some boat work coming up. I appreciate it. The lives might get a little bit more rowdy. Is that thing gonna melt though? You guys think? So the problem was when I took it out of the package, the spring. If any of you guys know about lava lamps, there's a little spring in the glass on the bottom. It's over here. This thing flipped up and I couldn't get it to lay flat. And I didn't want to shake it around too much. But I couldn't get it to lay flat. It started. But the gosh dang thing just won't go. And I wanted to have the lava lamp going. I haven't had one of those since I was a kid. I am disappointed. Where are we at to here? Don't succumb to peer pressure. TPTRLJ. Well. It's bro pressure a little bit. I know this guy. Codio, it's not going to show that. I can see it. Just so you guys know, if you guys like cuss and do or say like weird stuff, YouTube automatically censors that. And since I'm logged in down here on the computer, I can see it. Cheers, buddy. I'll show that. Where are we at here? Fun and Vancouver Island. Cheers. Robert Deaver, new to your channel, but quickly catching up on the library. Great work. Inspirational. We'll be down here in Texas maybe in the spring. We'll inform you when I start vlogging my truck build. Yeah, man. Let me know. I'll check it out. Keep it simple. Even though I'm thinking about redoing mine, but keep it simple. I've had the same setup since 15. You'll come to realize at some point that you've done something wrong. So if you do something crazy the first time, you got a lot of rebuilding to do typically. And I'll try not to kick the camera again. I keep stopping my thing down here. Love in Texas, drunk 30 in Nebraska. Captain Coolsy. Right? It's not legal here. Just so that you know, guys know that. Upstate DB, come to upstate New York Adirondacks. You won't regret it. That would be awesome. Like, I don't think I've ever been in. Have we ever been in New York? I don't think I've ever been in New York. No, we've never been in New York. Chicago. You think New York, and the only thing I think, like, I just don't know enough about that space of land in the world. You think New York and you think of city, and now that you mentioned the Adirondacks, like, I need to look at maps more, I think, outside of the local area. Yeah, I definitely need to come out to New York sometime. Where are we at? It's going fast. Codio, what's my dream camping rig? I would love something that's four-wheel drive that I can stand up in, that I can go from the front to the rear. So really, that typically leads most people into a van. But our actual the thing is, like, you can get all-wheel drive vans, and there's like there's the Mercedes vans and the Ford vans that are all-wheel drive. But I don't know if I would really consider those guys like super duper capable. But I haven't seen that in person, and I'd love a beefy like older van. My wife hates the styles of like the old Chevy G20s. She's like doesn't even want to look at them, and I send them to her on Facebook all the time. Anytime I find a high top or something, that would be really cool to have. But the shitty part is like trucks are really easy to come by, and four-wheel drive trucks are everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's really easy to do that, and you can do it big if you want to, relatively cheaply or whatever, comparably to a van. If you can throw a shell on there if you want, you can throw a contractor shell on there that you could stand up in, but a four-wheel drive truck and a slide-in truck camper is, you know, it's not that expensive compared to a comparable four-wheel drive capable van. And that's the thing, is like I don't want to lose I can't say that my Silverado is incredibly capable, so I don't want to lose that to an all-wheel drive van or something that doesn't even have like a low range. Uh, so I don't know, man. I go back and forth from van to truck in like in like a currently reachable dream vehicle. But if I had like a dream rig, Earth roamers are pretty rad, but they're also huge, and so I don't know. Um, I think dream rigs can like it. Also, it depends on the trip, because I could say my dream rig for a certain trip could be that new Harley that I made a test ride video with. That thing is really rad, and that could be a dream camping rig on a certain adventure, or whatever. If I found the right group of people, like I'd ride a bicycle across the state or whatever and camp off of that. That would be rad. So it all depends on the adventure also. Um, and I'm rambling and I'm not looking on comments. So I don't know. Earth roamers are rad. Other than that, a four-wheel camper slide in, or a van, a high top van or a pop up van. Uh, that would probably be my dream set of rigs. But I wouldn't mind having a trailer. The wife would like just a camper trailer, and so you know storage is the only issue on that right now. Like if I had an appropriate place that I could store it inside, we could probably make that happen. Uh, so I don't know. It just all depends on the trip. I guess the dream rig all depends on the trip you're dreaming. But you can do a lot with whatever you got. So, where are we at on comments here? Uh, let's see. Where are we at? I'm just gonna go to the bottom. Dale Pointer, beer velocity. When reading, read responsibly. Okay, I don't know exactly what that means. Um, where are we at? Outdoors with Bailey. Have you ever thought about a Jeep and a rooftop tent? I wouldn't mind having. If I'm gonna go the Jeep route, I'd want a two-door Jeep. I'd want a two-door Jeep with a rooftop tent, because if you're gonna go Jeep, make it as capable as possible and like as small as possible. Four-door Jeeps are fine. The four-door Jeep trucks are fine. I don't find them incredibly useful with a small truck bed. And then you have, you know, I feel like they needed to make that truck have more capacities and a slightly longer bed, and it would have been much more appealing to a broader audience. Um, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of rooftop tents, but a rooftop tent on a little two door would be cool, because you can go anywhere with that thing. So Let's see. You and your wife should come to Laura Smith. You and your wife should come to Arkansas to camp. Great sights all around here, and anything outdoors you want to do. It's all a lot of fun. Caves and waterfalls, etc., etc. Mountains. Uh, yeah, that would be cool. Arkansas is just like that's another thing that's just not on my radar at all for anything to go do. So I don't know. Some waterfalls and mountains would be rad. Uh, there's a couple waterfalls that I found in Nebraska now via Google that I have not seen yet, so those need to happen. But I want to see some big ones. Maybe they, and there's been a couple videos on the channel with waterfalls that have done well. So, yeah, I'd definitely love to come down there. Franklin Bollinger, a Terrapin Top van. I don't know what that is. I was out at the drive-in theater last night. There's a drive-in theater. We went out there and we saw the new movie Free Guy, and there was a VW van. It was a, I don't think it was. I don't know if you would call it a camper van. Yeah, I think it had a pop top. It was like a half pop that came backing up. Right, right beside the driver, right behind the driver's thing. They didn't have it popped up at the time, but I'm pretty sure it was a pop up. But yeah, I think if I had a van or something like that, I would prefer a pop up. But a high top wouldn't suck. Halloween's finest. Cheers, you're the goat, Quady. Thanks for taking us all on your adventures. I appreciate you hanging out, man. That's awesome. Cheers. This isn't conducive to drinking fast. Not a cider. Not a cider person. It tastes great, but this is definitely a sipper. The Simple Hick, the 2022 Hummer looks kind of cool. Yeah, small bed. That's the issue. Like, all of the cool, like the Raptor and like, even I think in the F-250s with the Tremor packages, the Tremors only come on 6.5 foot beds. You can't get it on an 8 foot bed. Like, I think there's a lot of manufacturers that miss out on markets because they're only appealing to like the class of people that just want a truck or whatever that don't need the components of it. So they don't need a big bed. They just want it to fit in their garage, but they want 4 doors. So that's where you lose a lot of that market of the really cool stuff that's out there. And I think the Jeep is the same. The Jeep truck's the same way. The market declared it to be a 4 door, and so it had to have a tiny bed to really kind of even maintain off-road usability with the wheelbase. But 20 years ago, if Jeep was going to make that, what did they make? They made it a regular cab. You know what I mean? They had, what was it, the Comanche? I don't even know what the Cherokee-based Jeep truck was called. So it's the market. The market wants a 4 door truck when they need a sedan. They want a 4 door short box truck when they need a sedan, an all-wheel drive sedan. And like, the new Ford Maverick is really cool too. Like, but it's got a small bed. But for that truck, I see it because it's so compact. But then you have the new Hyundai. What's the new Hyundai's truck name? I don't remember. But it's, once again, it's like the Subaru Baja. There's a market for that, but the F-150, like, you look at any lot anywhere, it's 4 door super short beds, and a lot of the people driving those things didn't necessarily need a truck, and the ones that needed a truck, they didn't realize they needed a bed until they actually needed it, and they could have got a 6.5 footer on those. But I don't know, I'm rambling again. Where are we at? Patmos 816. Can you camp in a Dakota Ranger Sands truck? Yeah, I mean, you can camp in anything. You're probably going to have to sleep in an angle. I think some of those had a 6 foot bed. I had a Dakota RT, and I think that's like a 6 foot bed. That was considered a mid-sized truck. Now that would be considered like a compact. But if you get a Tacoma with the 5 foot bed, you gotta, unless you're short, you're gonna be sleeping in there at an angle, unless you put a tent on it. So it depends on your height a little bit, but yeah, I'm disappointed that I don't have an 8 foot bed, you know. So where are we at here? I gotta go all the way down. Mark Pelly, appreciate the donation. Cheers, Mark. Cheers. Ed Avery, tell us about your tats. Dude, I got a lot of them, and a lot of them are dumb, and a lot of them are just, yeah, dumb. But we're not gonna get into those. I said before, maybe on the next tattoo adventure, I'll film that or something. It's been a long time since I've got one. Um, so yeah, no, we're not gonna get into those. Some people can recognize that one. Can you recognize that one? Not that one down there. That's a dumb one. Well, it's not a dumb one. None of them are dumb, but compared to that one, it's a dumb one. Linda Jones, it's Jesus. Yes, but what's it from? It's a Smokin' Jesus from an album cover from a very good band. Anyways, where are we at? Uh, Patmos A16, 6'3". Yeah, it would be tight. I mean, that's the thing is you can do it at an angle, but I would, if you're in the market for a truck, if anybody's in the market for a truck, buy an 8 foot bed. Uh, if you're super worried about it fitting in your garage, then yeah, I guess get what you want to get, but buy the biggest bed you can get. If you're gonna buy a truck, buy the most useful truck you can get, which is the biggest bed. Um, yeah, that's my only word. That's like my biggest word of advice on truck purchases. Buy the longest bed you can, because you're gonna miss it when you don't have it. And honestly, I feel like there's a huge market out there that buys trucks that don't even realize you can buy an F-150 with a longer bed than what the 4 doors come with the little 5 foot something they have. Is it 5 1/4? You can buy the F-150s with 4 doors and 6.5 foot beds, or with an extended cab and an 8 foot bed. Uh, you can buy those. They don't typically have them on lots because that's not what the market wants. But my advice to anybody out there is buy the longest bed you can if you're going to buy a new truck or any used truck or whatever. Um, where are we at here? Master of Beard Adventure. Cheers, Dale. Uh, Team One More. Have you ever thought about getting a bigger battery powered fan like a Milwaukee or whatever? I did. I looked into the DeWalt fans because all my batteries are DeWalt. But it's a big fan. And I've got that little slim window fan that, I can strap into the window or I can set anywhere in there and it doesn't take up much space. And the only bummer is, like, I can run that off 12 volt, but I need to run a cord for that. But other than that, it's battery powered. Uh, D batteries or something. It would be nice to have. Excuse me, y'all. It'd be nice to have a DeWalt fan that was slimmer, but with the size of the battery. Like if they could make a DeWalt fan that had, if the base was smaller, I guess if the base was as wide, I don't know. The DeWalt fan just doesn't work. It's too big. So I've looked at them, but the one I have works fine. I think it'd be cool to put a ceiling fan in there, like a roof fan. There's one Max Air fan that gets really, really low when you close it. But I would lose a little bit of headroom, and I'd want it to be probably central in there. And I don't know. I think if I had the high top fiberglass, I'd probably do it. But the mid rise, because my head is just at the roof. I don't know. I think the only thing I really want to do is maybe make a bed with a drawer and top hatches, and that might be the only changes that happens to this thing. But we'll see. Where are we at here? Barry Taylor, have I tried alligator meat? No. Yes. Yes, I have. That place in that place serves alligator meat, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, I've had alligator. Uh, they're like it's like an appetizer. Alligator balls or something like that. Not balls, not alligator balls, but like jalapeno popper style things or something with alligator meat in them. I don't know. They were good. Alligator balls. I should go to when's the testicle festival? It's probably past. That's already passed, isn't it? I need to eat some fucking. Yeah. There's a place here that does a testicle festival. It's a steakhouse, so there's bull balls or whatever. We should do something with that. We need to make a video about that maybe next year. That'll be. I've never eaten them, so that'd be fairly entertaining. I feel like to film. Where are we at here? Rat Holler Flash. What's the power supply I'm using to power my electronics? We got it right here. Ooh, it's melting. It's melting. Maybe we'll go until that thing melts. This is what I use. Icehole Power Box. You can check them out at iceholepower.com. And if you spend use code Crady Quady for 10% off orders of $75 or more. I should really memorize that. But this is what I use. And if you watch like there's a video a few videos back, Frog Leg Catch and Cook. I'm out with the owner, the guy that builds these, and yeah, we catch some frogs and cook some frogs. Really, really good box. It's got, I guess I'll tell you guys about it if you don't know. So this is what I use in the back of the truck. It's a 12-volt power box. It has a lithium battery in there, and I've also got like a 12-volt extension cable that I can plug into the fan in the truck. It's a 12 amp hour battery in there, amped lithium battery. It's a lithium battery. You can see the wiring in the bottom of that, so it's all user serviceable. And on the top here, you have an SAE port. That's your charge port, your lithium charging port, but it's also a power outlet. So you can use that for 12-volt power. You have a button right here to turn that on and off. You have to have the button pressed down to charge it. You have a button here which powers on your two outlets, which you have a 12-volt power outlet right there. And you have a USB outlet and a USB-C outlet right there with your battery power reading, and it's reading 13.3 on there. The battery lasts a decent amount of time, and I use this a lot. And then over here you have two more buttons. One of them is for your lights right here. It's got a couple of LED lights right there. And then on this one, you have a glow cup right there. And that is for ice fishing, hence the name Ice Hole Power. And you put your lures in there and you can glow your lures. And I don't know if I have any glowing ones right here. All my ice fishing stuff is up at the farm. But that's what I use in the truck to power all my lights and charge batteries and stuff like that when I'm in the back. And for ice fishing, obviously. So it works great. But yeah, check out their website, iceholepower.com. And I'm pretty sure it's used Crazy Quady for 10% off orders of $75 or more. And they have DIY kits and all sorts of different stuff that you guys can put together yourself or use their components. I'm pretty sure they sell all the individual components separately. So if you wanted to build something yourself, you can do that also. And the owner's a really cool dude, and he lives like 15 minutes down the road. So where are we at here? Dale Pointer, alligator, and rattlesnake taste almost the same. Rattlesnake would be awesome. A rattlesnake poor boy would be awesome. I've never had rattlesnake. I don't think I've had any kind of snake. I need to put that on the list of things to try. But I feel like that's something I'm gonna have to catch. I don't know anywhere that you can just go order steak at. So Mark Stevenson, how's the boat getting along? I'm gonna fix that either tonight after the live stream, and I should probably film that. I did a few of the rivets with the rivet gun Calvin gave me, and it works great. And I need to drop the rod holders in there because I'm leaving on a trip next week that I'm taking the boat on. So I need to get that ready to go, and I'd like to put it in the water here first somewhere to make sure it runs. So if Kelvin, if you're out there, hit me back about tomorrow. We can probably make something happen, and maybe we can get the boat out and see if it's working. So it's coming along. There's some boat content coming also. So let's see. The Simple Hick, yeah, I do want to add a drawer slide system like G2 Outdoors. I'll have to check that out. Definitely want to add a drawer, but I want to be able to access it from the inside and open the hatches also, so that you can still get to everything if you're stuck in there. But I also would like so that if I pull the drawer out, there is like I could have a surface there. So I need like a slidable board maybe on the inside that maybe if I have two hatches, it would, or maybe I could just leave one hatch, two hatches, and so that sliding like countertop could slide to the other one if I needed to get through there through the hatch. But that way, if I open it up, I could still have my stove or something sitting on there. I don't know. Haven't quite decided what I want to do yet, but I'll check out his thing. Send me the link to that if you want to. I appreciate it. Patricia Ridley, have I ever eaten turtle? I had turtle soup at a wild game feed, and it was all right. I wouldn't say it was great, but I feel like the soup, like it just was really bland. I don't think it was really seasoned, and it was kind of maybe it was the place that it was at was the reason it wasn't super seasoned. So you should have just done that yourself, but it could have tasted better, but it didn't taste bad. I'd eat it again. 10 out of 10. I eat it again. So, gin. Cheers, gin. Here's one to you. Gin's the homie, and I never took you on the boat ride this year. You might have to take a road trip next week. A little bit ways north of you. Where are we at here? This is what's left in the cooler. Should I shotgun another one that I didn't say I was going to shotgun? And then drink that? What time is it? 8:07. I'll shotgun another beer for you guys. Even though you guys probably don't care at this point. These last couple have been alright. I brought these down with me. I just knocked over my trash can. That was awesome. Let's do this one. And then let's get to this next one here. Where are we at? Amy Martin, when you were truck camping during the storms, were you worried? On the video, the long storm camping video that came out a couple weeks ago, something like that. I did seriously thought I heard the tornado sirens for a minute there. So there was that slight like, holy shit. But other than that, like if I have any inclination there's going to be a storm coming, I try to stay away from the trees. And the truck's mobile. I can move it a lot easier than you can move a tent. So I could move 20 feet over the next direction if I needed to. But I don't worry about lightning or anything like that. Like, I don't know. I don't think that you can't really hide from it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, right? So, I mean, your house can get struck by lightning. The video that comes out Monday, and I didn't show this on the video. I should have. I didn't show it, but it's 30 minutes north of me. There was a house that got struck by lightning up by one of these lakes in a very nice little subdivision of very nice, expensive houses, and it burned. The whole house burned. They had to knock it down, and they're in the process of rebuilding it. And this happened maybe like a month or 2 months ago, like that. It can happen anywhere. You're not safe in your house, so I might as well go out with a panoramic view of what's happening, right? Yeah. Cheers, guys. Let's knock this one down. Ginny, if you're out there, Gin, if you're out there, this one's for you. Cheers. Cheers for putting up with me. That's all we got to shotgun. I'm not shotgunning a fancy one. Whoo boy. Oh, I'm scrolling all the wrong way down here. All right, we're gonna try this one. This one's also from a local brewery, Zipline, which is in Lincoln, Nebraska, half hour down the road here. And this one's called Cloud Lifter Hazy IPA. If you guys can see that. And I'll read this to you here. This one's pineapple too. I didn't even know that. That other thing was pineapple. Juicy pineapple and orange. Juicy pineapple and orange notes shine through in this citrusy, hazy, hoppy delight. Well, we'll give this a shot. Brave New Brew, Zipline Brewing, Lincoln, Nebraska. They have a copper alt one that's pretty good. I'll use this little Kershaw here that I put on my keychain. It's a tiny little knife. It's also a bottle opener. Although I do have one on my cooler down there. Where are we at? I'm way back on the things. I can't do this right now. Should probably stop this. I've gone too far. Or I'm gonna hit the panic button on my keychain and set my car alarm off out in the garage or in the driveway or whatever. All right, where are we at? Sharing the van life. Buzzing yet? A little bit. But I want this thing to do something before I shut this thing off. It's starting to work. It's all melting. You're not supposed to shake them, but I want that thing. I want it glippity glopping. Glippity glop. I want it moving. Oh, does something already floated to the top? Oh, there's one up there. It's on the cusp of working. All right, where are we at here? Where are we at? Cody O, you got me on that one. All right. Claude Shells, has your wife ever said, come home, it's cold out? No. I mean, there's been a few times where she was worried I was going to die out there, but I don't, that's not something I worry about when I'm near the truck. So no, she's never been that worried that she's wanted me to come home like that. No, like I don't willingly put myself in that much danger. And I have multiple forms of heat. Typically, I guess sometimes I don't. But I'm not worried about the truck not working. I should probably get a jump start pack instead of just having jumper cables. I should probably have a jumper pack in the truck. I think that's a smart thing. But other than that, like, I'm not worried about dying out there in the cold. Usually I have cell signal around here, so I'm just not worried about it. And Cody O, man, where are we at? Where are we at? I don't know where we're at. We can't stop here, though. We're in backcountry. This is pretty good. It's an IPA. We'll see if I sneeze off of this. Let's see here. Should I say that instead? Francisco from Baja California, Sur, Mexico. Cheers, bud. Cheers. Salud. Is that right? Where are we at? Where are we at? Now I'm going to feel... Now I'm not going to want to say that. You got me. You got me, partner. Where are we at here? But I don't know where we're at here. Roger Almond, does she have a good life insurance policy on me? Probably. Uh, That's probably right. And she watches much too much Dateline. You always got to be suspect. What's going on? Uh, where are we? What does it mean, Quady? That's my last name. Quady. Crazy Quady. Bowser. Skull from Minnesota. Skull. Something to do with the football up there. I don't know a ton about foosball. So, Patricia, you buzzed up now. Ever so slightly. Oh, it's moving. It's moving. Now, how's that? It's probably not coming across as well on camera, but that's pretty neat. I think we're only a few minutes away from full tilt lava. Where where are we at down here? Well, Nick Greco, well, now I have to have shirts that say where we at. And now I have to write that down. I think we definitely need to do that. Because I say that to myself all the time as I'm driving around. Where the fuck are we at? Oh, man. All right, one armored gunner. I'm new. What's your most fun adventure that your truck camped out for? Coming out to Iowa next week. I said it before. I don't necessarily have a favorite. I mean, everything has its own awesome high and its own low. Like every trip is cool in its own way. Uh, and sometimes what some people would consider to be the worst trip turns out to be the coolest because it was so shitty. You know what I mean? Like that can make it awesome too because you're never going to forget that. But those trips that just go perfectly every single time and everything's hunky dory, you don't remember those. So sometimes you have to push yourself outside of that comfort zone, whether it's weather or distance or just the area that you're going to put yourself into. Maybe I need to listen to my own advice on this one. Uh, but I think the best ones are when it get just shit gets real, like you're uncomfortable or you're cold or those are the best ones. When something weird happens, when everything goes right, you don't remember it as well as when something goes wrong. I'm never going to forget that mouse coming into my truck, but that's definitely probably not the coolest truck camping adventure I've been on, although the spot was awesome. It's just, I don't know, like every trip is cool. Every trip's cool. Yeah, there's no one video, there's no one thing. And there's shit that just happens off camera that's awesome. Um, so yeah, I can't say there's one out of any of them that were better than the other ones. I don't know. They're all awesome. And in the videos I'll be like, "Oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever done." But when you look back on it, you're like, "It was cool, but all this other stuff is really cool too." So, yeah. The coolest thing is the amount of adventures that I've been able to go on. That's the coolest thing. And that's all because you guys out there. Cheers. Cheers for 20,000 of y'all out there. Where are we at here? Where are we at? I didn't even say that on purpose. Gosh dang. Now I'm saying that on purpose. Uh, is Wendy Green, my fake crab sandwiches in the big storm. I mean, yes, it was It was definitely fake crab. I looked at real crab meat, and for a jar like like the size of a pop can that was like half full and the rest full with water was well over $20. The thing of fake crab meat was like well under $10 and twice as much. I'm gonna take the fake crab meat. Cheers. Um, Rich Parshin, do I see a lot of homeless in my travels? No, because I tend to stay away from the big cities, and that's where the homeless tend to congregate. I mean, I was out there today looking for a box to ship a chair that's going on a Greyhound bus that ended up not even going in a box. Um, and and yeah, you saw multiple homeless people in the areas that we were at, and we were in the big city. We were in Lincoln, you know. You guys see the Husker Stadium on the TV, but go a few blocks north, and there's the homeless guys standing on the corner. So there's the yeah, no. You see them in the big cities. I avoid the big cities, so I don't see a ton of homeless. Uh, it is what it is. Nick Greco, I don't know where we're at. We're in the basement. Watch it. It's now stuck again. It's like just on the verge. I just want to see it do its thing. And this guy wants to see it too. He's looking right at it. It's like they're both looking at it. Like, man, when's it gonna happen? And I don't know when it's gonna happen. We should have did something for the time guess. How long it was gonna take. It's the first run. And the first run takes forever, I guess. So, oop, there goes one. Can you guys see that? I hope you guys can see it. It's going. I can see it. I can see it on the camera. It's just not hot enough yet. But I think the spring has moved all the way to the bottom. You guys have been hanging out. You know, the spring was not in the correct location. Yeah, the spring has moved. For you guys that don't know, it's just a light and a bottle with some wax. That's a lava lamp. There's a little incandescent light down there on the bottom, and I don't want to touch the bottom. There's a light right here. If you've never seen one of these, and inside here there's a little spring, which I don't really want to touch this because it's probably hot. There you go. You can see the spring, and that heats up along with the water and the wax. This is like some sort of like waxy substance, and it heats up and it goes up and it cools down and it comes down. There's your lava lamp. But I always had one of these in my room growing up. It was an orange one, but I decided to go with the blue one. And I just cooled it off, so now it's going to take even longer. But we're this far. We've got this much time left. Where are we at here? Lori Minnick, it takes hours to heat up, and then if anything, like my daughter's, it's a fire hazard. Watch out. The one I had growing up, like, it took like 45 minutes, almost on the money, and it was rolling. This is the first run, and it's been plugged in for like 2 or 3 hours, but I don't have the instructions down here, but it said it could take like 6 to 12 hours on the first one, and then you have to let it run for like 3 to 6 hours or something like that. But it's not meant to be on all day. It's only meant to be on like as a lamp for, a few hours, but you have to let it warm up. So next live stream, it'll be rolling before we start. I really thought it would be running before this one, but where are we at? Where are we at here? Wild $100 a shotgun, the lava lamp. It'd be like $100 No, that'd probably kill me. I don't know what's in those things. It's some kind of wax, but I'm sure there's a secret recipe. I don't know if it's toxic or not. The box is upstairs, but I'm guessing that's a toxic substance. Not shotgunning that. Ooh, it's bubbling again down there. It really wants to go. It's a little overexposed. It looks way better. It's not near as bright in person. Uh, but it's bubbling. I want to see it glippity glopping. Glippity glop. There it goes. You know, if you had a kid that was afraid of the dark, this would be a nightlight because you're not supposed to leave it run 24/7. But you could plug that thing in an hour before bed, and they've got a really cool nightlight, and unplug it in the morning because you don't need the lamp on. Just don't let them put it on a shelf, I guess, because it does get really hot. But that would be a cool nightlight. It's starting to go. I'm probably just gonna let it run all night tonight, and then shut it off in the morning. Since it's the first burn, and we've got to do it appropriately. All right, where are we at down here? All right, guys. It's been an hour and a half, close to it. I should probably close this one out. I've only got about half of this left. And with the two shotguns and two drinks, I got to pee. Um, but, dude, the the support has been amazing. I can't believe we're at 20K. Uh, it's wild to think about when I think about just this the the massive community and the people all across the world that are watching. It's so wild. Uh, I grew up writing letters to fan mail to people and just and to think that I'm somewhat in that position. It's hard to wrap your head around, but it's so amazing that you guys are out there. Um, yeah, YouTube is an amazing community, and I really appreciate everything you guys do and all the comments and everything that you guys are. I don't know. I don't need, like I don't know what to say without honestly without getting too emotional. It's just so rad. When I started, you have dreams of doing this because I started with the intention of being able to make this something that I could do for a living. And last month, August was the best month I've ever had, and I am getting emotional. And it's awesome, guys. I appreciate it. I really do. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next adventure, and I'll see you in a bit. Thank you.